Welcome to another Quantum Conversation, brought to you by AcousticHealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter Quantum Realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. And welcome, everyone. I am back once again with our beautiful friend, Jules Arnes. She is the creator of high frequency encoded skincare, and I actually love to call it cosmic skincare because she follows guidance from her council of light, a council of light that she works with. And today we're going to talk about the Blue Men group that gave her this latest Transverse Element. Jules, hello and welcome.
Thank you. It's so good to be here.
It's wonderful to be here too. Thank you again. We have chatted with you in the past, and I want to invite our listeners to visit this show page at acoustichealth.com and scroll down to the very bottom because you can catch our first interview with Jules Arnes and see really what makes her tick and really how this product came about. In the meantime, today we're going to talk about the transverse element because this is very interesting. It is new to planet Earth, and that's what makes this a new Earth product. So Jules, share with us how you were guided, or how did you receive this guided message to create the Transverse Element product line?
Right. So I'll start from the very beginning when I first had contact. I call them the Blue Men, though I apparently they call themselves Alba Prijam, which actually I looked to see what the meaning of that was and its origin, I wish. And I am not really sure what the meaning of it is. Like, I mean, I have like every day I kind of reflect on it and come up with something different. And so I just kind of came to the fact that it's whatever I want it to be. Because if you think about origin, I wish, it's whatever we wish, which is really it makes sense, kind of what their whole mission is on creating higher consciousness and moving into the new earth frequencies. But when I first had contact with them, I was actually sleeping and I thought someone came into my room and turned on my light. And I opened my eyes and there was probably about 50 of them in the
Wow.
room, and they were so bright and light that it woke me up. And I remember being like, should I be afraid right now? But the love and just what they radiated was just so beautiful that it just kind of paralyzed me. And then one of them walked over to me and with a really long blue fingers started reaching down to touch me. And I could hear what he was saying, though he doesn't have a mouth. And I could hear him say, "Don't be afraid." And he put his fingers around my neck like this, and I just lost consciousness. And I woke up the next morning, was like, that, but it was so real. And I know that. And then since then I'm a healer and I do a lot of healing work, and every once in a while they'll come in during a healing. And that was the only time until just a year ago that I actually had communication with them. They don't talk very much. It's more just radiating this frequency. And they're really, really tall. Like when I say they come into my room during a healing, like they're going out of the room. They're so tall. And so anyways, about a year, maybe a little over a year, maybe closer to a year and a half ago, I was in a dream state and I was aboard, I guess maybe you could say it was a ship, though I can't really say for sure. I felt like I was in an aquarium where there was a lot of plants, and I was inside this kind of protective bubble, and I just kind of was floating there, and they were all around me, and they said that they were going to give me the transverse element, and that this element would eventually spread throughout humanity, but it was to help transition our physical bodies into the light body. And that in that transition, the element isn't in this third dimension. And so they're basically gave it to me to bring to the third dimension for us to have to help us facilitate our bodies going into um, then what I call the new human. Some people call it the light body. I think it's all kind of the same thing. But so they put out their long blue hands and it just went through the bubble and it landed on my skin. And it was like almost like kind of like a water molecule, and then it absorbed into my skin, and then they handed me it to take back with me. And I've had it this whole time. And I've just been working with it myself. And then recently I had an experience with someone that was using the product that I just intuitively knew that it was time to bring it about because they needed something more than what was in the products I was giving her. And I knew it was time to bring the transverse element out to the public. So here we are doing that, and it's so exciting.
Yes, it's very exciting. And we're going to have a link. Actually, there's a link for people to check that product out. We'll talk more about, the details of that product. I want to ask you about more about that experience because um, this is common where people are beginning to interface with the other side of the veil. And you've always been connected. And so it's already set up. That frequency pattern with you has already been established. Your frequency to connect with those beings are there. Yet, when waking up in the middle of the night, that would be, for some, that could be disconcerting, especially to have them place this on your neck. So you felt pure benevolent love. And we could say that these were aspects of your higher selves, perhaps. But what do you think now that you've had this and sat with this for a while? What was this? Was that a throat chakra activation?
Actually, I feel like it was a healing. I had a ruptured disc in my neck, and
Okay.
I've done so much different kinds of healings around it. But at the time, I was very new out of having a surgery, and they were saying that I probably would never recover. I had a lot of damaged nerves, and I was in a lot of pain, and it was a healing. They were healing what was wrong.
It was a healing, and we know what we know within. Okay. And so you know that innately. All right. Okay. So then what have you learned about how this assists us? Like there's instructions for this product, and it's like an elixir.
It is. So, so there you put it on your skin, so you're absorbing it through your skin, and then there's the elixir, which I always, caution people that you can take it internally, or you can do it on. It's your discretion. I do say just to do it on your pulse points. Um, so what I have noticed for myself with the transverse element is kind of moving into I don't. It just seems so cliche to say like a higher state of consciousness. I would even say like a different state of living. More and more. I'm looking back, thinking, "Gosh, I don't even know who I was even a month ago. I'm just changing so much. Let it go a year ago." And then when I try to like connect to the memory of who I was and oh well what worked back then there's nothing there. And so it's really made me kind of like I say like unhooking from third dimension and hooking to the new earth matrix. And and by doing that it's not easy because now I'm completely in this place where I'm not grounded in any, I guess I would say, a point of reference because even though my mind understands everything that's going on in the third dimension, the way I feel and the way I think, I feel very outside of the third dimension. Though I don't know for sure where I am, it's it's just a new way of thinking, I guess is the best way to say it. It's such a new and unusual place to be, but it's working and I know it's working. And so I just keep doing it and keep trusting. And it's in that trust that I'm able to continue to just kind of let go of all that other stuff. So I would say that is the biggest thing that I've noticed on a physical level. I would say I feel lighter as far as my physical body. I would even say that my physical body has probably changed a little bit. Everyone's like, "Oh, have you lost weight?" And I haven't, but I feel I'm holding more light, so it kind of appears that way.
Yes, you look like you're holding more light.
Well,
Yes, you do. Okay, well, I love it. So here it is. The reason that I call it a New Earth product is because of the way that it was inspired to you and the way that you are moving forward with it. This is something new. You know, it's like if this were to get on QVC, which someday maybe it will, but in the meantime, this is our QVC. It's going to be beautiful to get out there because it's encoded with these frequencies. So this is something completely new, and our experience with it and the testimonials that come in from people who use it is really what we have to go on. And so I just want to share, there's a couple of bottles that are here with it. This little one, step one, transverse element, and we just put it, it's like, real clear, and we put it on our pulse. I have to admit, when I did it first, I put it under my tongue, so I didn't do it right, but it's interesting because it is that water. It's like water, and it's
it is.
very benevolent.
One is actually is water. It's and I'm glad you actually brought this up because it's really important to follow the instructions. So step one, I put it in an elixir. It's it's basically just activated water, and then I put the frequency of the transverse element in there. But so I say it's step one because the most important part of it is that you're just asking to absorb the elements. And believe it or not, that is a really big deal. It's such a high frequency, and that you're gonna have so many changes. Like I actually, kind of tested it on a friend of mine, and I didn't have her do step one, and she was in bed for 2 weeks because the frequency was so high she almost couldn't even walk to the bathroom. So I was like, okay,
Oops.
step one.
Well, some people might want that actually. They want the accelerated, give it to me now, I'm ready. But
Right.
okay,
So this
training wheels.
Yes, it's the training wheels. It's to prepare your body for, taking in the next step. And so I really encourage that, just because, we all say we want to just go from here to here, but the actual raising in consciousness and the awakening process behind it is such a beautiful thing. And there's just no real reason to go that fast. You're going to get there regardless. And to be able to go through the transition consciously is, I mean, we're creating our new earth reality right now. And if you do it too fast, you kind of miss that actual part where you're seeing your own creation because you just go so fast.
Yes. So slow down. You just look like a blue angel right now, or a blue butterfly with that beautiful image behind you. Yes, the little goddess image. Okay. All right. So I want to chat about this because this is the training wheels, the step one to prepare that body to hold more of the light. And then we can go into this. This is more of the big one, the heavy duty, which what I've noticed is a lot of downloads, a higher self connection. Maybe it's just this powerful time of the year. Maybe everyone is feeling this, but I really believe that that is an assistant for this increased information or access to the information. And there's a lot of clarity as well. And on the flip side, in the past, when I would get downloads, that would be one thing, and taking action would be another. But this seems like the action steps just come up right in front of us in this now moment, and we move through them so quickly. Whereas, in the past, or if we're in a lower dimension or a lower vibration, we could kind of get caught up in the how to do some of those things. And that's what I find really interesting about this whole process with the transverse element.
And you described that so perfectly. Like that's what you did that better than I did. I was trying to describe that earlier, and it's almost like I said. It's almost like I can't even think the way I used to think, it's really like. And I think the other thing I've noticed too is just this little subtle energies that are just in a lower vibration are a lot easier to be aware of. And then it's like
Yeah.
once you're aware of them, they're gone. And then I like even kind of like, okay, well, are they there? And I'm like, no, they're actually gone. So I go to almost kind of look for them because that's just my nature, I guess. And I actually had this a channeling with Dolores Canyon one time, and I asked her, what does it look like as we're moving into new earth? And she said, well, as you release density, there'll be a time where you're going to be walking and you're going to holographically see what's in front of you. You'll fully be in the light where you are. And when you turn around, there'll be nothing. She's like, you're leaving nothing behind. You're only moving forward.
Ooh,
And I know that gives me
I
chills.
just I just got big chills on that.
And that's kind of, what I feel like is happening with our thoughts. And, just as we are evolving in consciousness, like that lower state of consciousness literally is just disappearing. It's just not there anymore.
Hallelujah. Good riddance. One thing I've noticed as well is the creation of timelines. That has been very interesting since the Transverse Element product came into my reality. Thank you very much for that. Seeing how I have created a timeline. See, well, first it was the awareness of this timeline coming around, like, wow, I created that. And I saw exactly how I created it. And I saw the trigger, my trigger that created it. And even then, just today, just this afternoon, here was a different opportunity based on the same little core wound. And it was this conscious awareness, no, I'm not going to create that anymore. So it was this ability to step away from that old trigger or the old pattern of creating. I don't want to go too much into it, but I found it really fascinating because, wow, I did have to step up and use my voice in a different way, but it was a loving, compassionate way. And I think that's the lesson that we all are here to move into 5D and beyond. This is a really powerful tool for that. And it's something that just goes on our skin, and it's the energy and the frequency that comes into us that way. And to be able to no longer create from those older patterns is liberating in the least, to say the least.
Absolutely. I see it. It's funny because as you're talking, I can almost see this on you, but it's like we're expanding this sphere, and like, and our sphere is the universe, and like we always think like, oh, we're here and the universe is out there. And, I say it's like we start existing without existing. And it's like, so we become this sphere. And inside of that is, we just creating through the different frequencies. But I don't, it's hard to explain, but as you were talking, I could see that happening inside of you. And just like what frequent, it's like you were resonating in this frequency before, and then just like by recognizing it, it left your sphere, and then you automatically got to go to a higher frequency. It's just amazing.
Yes, it's very interesting. So, this is our journey. This is all of our journey as we move into the higher frequencies and release those old frequencies so we can literally hold more light. Beautiful. Okay, so is there anything else you want to share about this transverse element and the product line? Because there is step one, we should do it for a certain amount of time,
Yeah,
right?
I recommend like at least 10 days. But I feel like, if you're attracted to the transverse element, you're going to intuitively know when it's time. It's a pretty high vibe product, and if you're vibing with the transverse element right now, you're going to know when it's time to move on to the next one. But I just kind of say about 10 days.
Okay. And so then the next one, then, do we continue to put this on the skin?
So, okay, so I think, are you on the step 3 one, or is that the serum?
I have two here, the
Okay.
liquid gold transverse element, or this is the elixir,
Okay, the
and then
elixir, and then
yeah.
the serum actually goes on your skin. And then, so that one is the anti-aging liquid gold serum. You put it on your skin. Every time I put it on, I say I absorb the transverse element every day, just because that's what I was told to say. So I keep doing it. And I every time I do that, I have the experience of being back on in that bubble and having it absorbed through my skin. It's just the craziest thing. It's like I go back to it every single time. Uh, and so that's, just that intention is all that's needed. And then everything that's supposed to come with it just happens. Like in the first interview we did, it was, oh, have your intention, and you ascended through your intention the things that weren't in alignment with it. With this one, just what's supposed to happen is going to happen, just like your experience, my experience. Like, we don't really know what it's going to be, but it just brings in a higher awareness and perspective and different thought patterns. It's all just great. And then the one that I haven't sent you yet, that's not there, is the lotion. So it's an actual body lotion, so that we can absorb the element through the skin. And that one is very, very new. It's kind of and then still getting some stuff that's coming in around it, but it's all about the bloodline. And so what it's connected to is, I see like this, the plasma of our blood that holds like the intelligence of our cells. And then that is being connected to, I don't want it to be weird, but it's like almost like this plasma that's like in the solar system. And
Mhm.
they're connecting the two, which is basically upgrading the our blood, our plasma, our life force, to another level. So that one is in the lotion, and so it's kind of like taking the transverse element and bringing it a little bit further.
Beautiful. We're going to do a little activation here. I have to say that I was away on vacation, so I've only been through step one here. And just what I've witnessed from step one is incredible. And so I'm putting this serum on here, and I'm going to do this for our whole group. And we're going to do an activation for the group with the intention then that this goes out. And I wish that the internet allowed us to smell, because this smells incredibly beautiful. There's almost, is it like a rose?
Yeah, there's some different florals in there. There's a rose. I think there's a little bit of jasmine. There's sage in there. It's really nice.
Okay, it's really beautiful. So we are this, I'm going to be the surrogate for everyone on this group call, and we are absorbing this transverse element right now. So with this set in place, it would be beautiful for an activation.
Perfect. Let me grab it here. Just read it. This just came in from the Council of Light this morning, which I love. And they bring things perfect timing. Okay, so if you want to put your hands in your heart, I always like to put my hands in my heart when I receive an activation. And just take a deep breath and connect to your heart center. Feel the breath moving in and out of your heart, connecting to your heart, and call in your home frequency, your soul frequency. Allow this frequency to enter your bloodstream and flow throughout your body. Ask to connect to your home frequency, and now connect your home frequency to the Earth star. Witness this supportive energy connected to your heart and allow it to flow through your body. You will feel it enter your bloodstream, and each time your heart pumps, the energy from the Earth star expands its beautiful light. The Earth star releases a light code that enters your heart. Feel this gift of wisdom awaken the codes within your heart. Take a moment to witness this. See the codes activate within your heart. Now feel your home frequency connecting to the new sun. See the new sun download the frequency of the divine matrix into your heart. See in your mind's eye the ascended sun, the Son of God, send the light code straight to your heart. These two light codes merge, creating a gateway within your heart. As your heart activates to a higher vibration, the gateway expands through your sacred column along your spinal column. We ask to connect to the new Earth matrix. Feel yourself connecting to the foundation of the new Earth. Experience yourself stepping into the golden platform of the new Earth. As your feet touch the new Earth platform, feel a golden energy absorb into your physical body and stream up through your feet to all the cells and molecules. As you step onto the platform, focus on an experience you want to bring into the new Earth reality. Say aloud or to yourself, I choose to experience blank in the new Earth. See yourself unhook from the third dimension. Notice where in your body you feel hooked into social consciousness, and take your hand and hook yourself unhook yourself from this lower vibrational matrix. Now take the hook and attach it into the new Earth or divine matrix. Experience and witness what it feels like to make this connection. See yourself in the new Earth. You are now creating in the new Earth. Let go of linear thought and feel yourself as a sphere of light that contains the frequency of consciousness of the divine matrix. It is here for you to resonate with in each moment. You exist in the now and have only the now as a point of reference. Let go of the need to have a past and know the future. All is in the presence through choice. Today, I choose to exist in my new Earth reality, creating from divine consciousness. Welcome home.
Welcome home. Welcome to New Earth, fully committed and anchored to it. That feels beautiful. And I really hope that everyone could experience the frequency, even though it's not on your physical being. It does work with the intention. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. And that's it. There's a little part in there that I kind of played around with in the workshop that I just got done doing. But every time I'm been having an experience where I'm kind of connected more to the low vibrational part of the experience. That's something that I've been seeing myself do is I step onto the New Earth platform and I unhook it from the third dimension. I hooking it into the New Earth matrix, and it's crazy the amount how it just shifts. It's like I'm having the same experience, but I'm having it from the New Earth.
Yay. Okay. We love that. Actually, we really do. And again, this just makes us stronger at seeing, observing those lower frequencies, being more aware so that we can get out of those patterns. It's really, really cool. And I love it. So when you were talking about the plasma and how this works with the plasma of the blood, it came to mind that we are becoming crystalline as well. And so this is helping us to drop the density of carbon.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a place where it's when I see it, uh, it's like creating this like higher vibration or like light form of the hydrogen atom, and and the hydrogen atom is actually creating the spin. So it's really just like I can see it in my mind's eye, but it's entering our cells, and it's creating the spin, which is allowing kind of like this prism of light start to shift and go through the cells. And then when it's done, it aligns and becomes one light. And then it just holds the space of where the cell was. I don't, like I said, I'm still studying it and watching how it's going to continue to evolve, but it's beautiful to watch it happen.
Yes, it's beautiful. And so I just love too that it's carried in the water, which is two hydrogens and an oxygen. So I love it. And we know a lot about water, and water is multidimensional. So this helps us hold more light in our physical beingness. I love it. I really do.
It's really great. And I think just also just the process of moving out of just a denser form. I keep on getting this message that it hasn't been done before. Like we are writing the manual of how to ascend into a light body, and so just releasing all this density, it can be hard on the body, and so this is going to help support that. But at the same time, as we are going through this transition, we're leaving a grid work for others to follow. And I really do, I do say that we're like the way showers, the gatekeepers, where we're leaving our divine matrix for others to be able to do the same without like at that point it's kind of like reading a manual and knowing how to do something, and then just learning how to do it just by experience. And that's really what we're doing now. We
Yes.
have the manual.
Working our way back to you, babe. We're working our way back to the Lemurian frequency that was here and that resonates in our hearts so much. And so that's the fun part. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I wanted to ask you about your other products as well. Again, we have a link for with your old show when we talked about how when you encoded the lotions, it didn't start out as a skincare line, but you started with lotion because the skin is a beautiful organ to receive these frequencies. And then you found how miraculous it was. Like even your husband was saying how his wrinkles were going away. And so talk a little bit about the Infinite Gold products as well, the Ascension products.
Absolutely. So, what makes the products work so good is the Ormus elements, and then I kind of I see it. It's like a triangle. So the triangle actually has a form in it, and then at each point it has the gold, the Ormus, and then the frequencies, and they just kind of work together like this. And then I have the Ormus at the top of the triangle, because Ormus leaves this dimension and comes back. So it takes the intelligence of the frequencies and brings it into the fifth dimension and brings back the life force energy that is connected to that frequency. And that's really like kind of the vision behind it. But it's an all natural skincare line. Anyone can use it. You don't have to be into raising in consciousness because it works. It's and I feel like it's those three things that are working together that makes it work so good. And I have people like I just today I had someone call and said they had those, I don't remember what they're called, but they're like these little red things that raise up off your skin, and she was using the lotion and they're starting to go away. I mean, I get emails and calls like that all the time. I had someone that was using the Ascension serum under her eyes and she had really dark circles. And she was like, I over in a week, the dark circles are almost gone. And I'm like, I'm just as shocked. Like it doesn't, I don't know how it works. I just know that it does. And it's just crazy the amount of healing that comes with it.
Yes. And again, those testimonials, those experiences from the field, from the people who are using this product is actually the case in point of how it works. And I love where you said earlier that you really did surrender it. You just laid back and you trusted the information. And that's beautiful. That's really the divine feminine in you mixed with the masculine that gets the product created. That's a fine balance.
Right. No, and it is. And as you say that, I just keeps coming to me that that's really where we're moving to. It's just trust and flow and or listen and do. And I really feel like after, I think so many of us are in that listen and do, and then we kind of go back down to, oh, but we need to do, have that more masculine, like we need to create, and then we kind of move back up to the listen and do. And more I feel like we're moving into the next stage, which is just being. And that it's like that the listening and doing almost just merges to where we don't even realize that there's a separation, that we're just like so in the moment that we're just doing and being at it, but not really having to process it as much.
Yes, that actually feels very supportive of what we're experiencing right now and what we were talking about in the beginning of this show as well, where it does feel like there's this phase where as we begin to recognize it a little bit faster, we can clear it even faster and make incredible headway, like new systems being upgraded, sitting down and getting things done and seeing that it's so easy to get things done where maybe in the past it took us just a little bit more longer. So I really love that. I do. Yay. So get ready because it's getting easier. It does get
Oh, it
easier.
does get easier. It does. And it's just like it's just that thought of, oh, I have to go do something, and then like even that thought goes away and you're just like doing it, and then it's done, and then you're just doing the next thing, and it's just such a beautiful flow. And it's and getting back to, I know I got off the subject, but back to the products, where it's just like an opportunity to really be conscious about what you're doing. Like we have to do our skincare twice a day. And well, most people do. And so we can take that moment to just really like connect with our home frequency, connect to what our divine guidance is. And as you're doing it, we're using an element, whether with the Ormus or the Transverse, or using them together, we're using a fifth dimensional element that is supporting our what we're trying to create or our state of consciousness in that moment. So just having that time to really connect and be in that moment is just a really beautiful thing. It's just a reminder of like, I know I'm not just brushing my teeth, like I'm creating right now.
Yes, and I love that because there's affirmations that you use with these products, and it reminds us to really be present in this now moment. And so that right there creates this pattern and an energy field around us, a connection, because we do it twice a day. And so it automatically sets up this mechanism to be in the now moment. I really love it. And so let's talk a little bit more about Ormus, because this is quite magical. This is monatomic gold, right? And it's multidimensional. And we said before in an earlier episode that our consciousness is actually interfacing with the consciousness of Ormus. It is an intelligence. I'm getting goosebumps right here. And we can direct that intelligence to where it needs to go.
Absolutely. So, and I think that, I every time someone calls and is like, "Oh, I had this healing or this is happening." And I'm like, it's your consciousness you're a healer. You did that. And so their intention of just using the product, "Oh, I want, this sunspot to go away," or just in that. And I always say do it in a positive, and I say it in a positive way. But the Ormus has an intelligence, so if you tell it what's, and that's why I put frequencies to it. So I have the frequencies of evolving in consciousness, repairing or activating our DNA, like upgrading our bloodline, and all those things that we need. Like that intelligence I put into the Ormus, and then you're putting it and absorbing it into your skin, which is the cool. I mean, it's just such a cool thing.
Yes, and so when we use this Ormus product, we use the affirmations and we can add our own as well. So any blemishes that we want to get rid of, or any things within our physical body that we want to shift and change, we can direct that and actually command DNA activation.
Absolutely. Those upgrades, and we don't know it, I even necessarily have to know what it is. Like one of my favorite things is I do it with the third eye oil. That was in the other one is I just ask that I draw a pyramid on top of a pyramid, and then I see the hydrogen atom enter it, and then I push it into my heart and see it go into my bloodstream. And I just ask that I be upgraded to the next stage of my personal evolution. And then I watch it, and like I always tell people, the witnessing of what you're asking for is the most important part, because you're basically saying thank you because you witnessed it. And I don't know, there's something about actually watching it happen that just accelerates everything.
Yes, that awareness is everything. So it would be a good idea for folks to, when they work with these products, I know there's a question coming in I'm going to ask in just a moment. When we work with these products, to kind of keep a journal and of awareness. And that's just something that comes to me. But there's another phase of this. You've got these products, and we'll talk more about that too. Um, so people can use these products, just work with them independently and in their own space. But you've also got scalar energies and sessions that actually amplify the work. And especially in that group setting, it amplifies it. So talk a little bit about that with both products. You've got the groups for the Infinite Gold Ascension skincare, but then the Transverse Element too. You've got some sessions, scalar sessions.
Yeah. So, I have my scalar device. And so I always, and it may be that they kind of change a little bit, but, it's always about like layering frequency above frequency. So I start, at the first intention of, let's say activating the DNA. And then the next week, the frequency will just raise that to the next level. Okay, now we're going to activate, whatever, the divine intelligence, and I'll activate a few codons so that you just feel that connection and you hear the guidance a little bit more. And then we'll move up to, oh, now I feel it in my heart and I'm going to connect to my heart. So it's always about raising your individual frequency each week, so that, like I said, it's just that consciousness part. You're super conscious as you're raising in frequency, because as you are conscious, you're letting go of those things that our, our old programs and that sort of thing. So that's kind of what the scalar energy part is about. And then I have, with this package with the transverse element, I'm actually just doing video transmissions, and the council of light is actually kind of just taking over on that one. But that one is all about, and what's so cool about that is that you can do the transmissions and then go back and do them again, and you're going to get a totally different frequency because they're doing it, I'm not. And so I'm just a channel. So every time you go back, you could keep doing it for the rest of your life, and you're going to get a different frequency every single time. So that's with the scalar, it's a little different because it's a program that I'm actually running through, and so you're, specifically getting those. But this one's going to be super cool. I was really excited to have that kind of come through me, because I was like, oh, that makes so much sense, that because as we continue to absorb more and more of this transverse element, we're going to need higher and higher frequencies. And so that's why we're doing it this way, is to do it so that everyone gets exactly what they need.
Great. All right. Beautiful. Well, I'm going to put up a slide here. And this is how you can access Jules' special offer on the Transverse Element package. And actually on this webpage at acoustichealth.com, today's live show, that is Jules' show page. There's two special offers because we want to make both packages available. One is the Ascension line, from our first original quantum conversation with Jules. And this one is the Transverse Element package. And those are both available for you. It is beautiful. I have a question here from Victoria. And Victoria says, if we have the Infinite Gold original package, should we finish this before starting the Transverse Element?
That is such a great question. So this is what I would do, because they worked. This is because kind of like the Ascension gateway products are kind of like the pre-step one. Though you don't have to do it, the frequencies in there are so amazing, and they're going to really set you up to get more out of the transverse element. So I say work doing together. If just finish up what you have. So what I would do is like use one in the morning and one at night. If you still have the elixir, um, you still have that. That is should still be connected to your original intention. And so keep doing that, because the transverse element is just gonna amplify that, just like what we both have experienced, just with being able to be more in thought and out of time, out of time and space, and it's just going to bring it to another level. So I do them both.
Okay, so do them both. Beautiful. Yes, we cannot overdo it because it's all about frequency, right? And so as we raise our frequency, these are tools to help it. Okay, well, on our YouTube channel, Guylan says, oh my gosh, I smell it. And that was the serum of the transverse element. So I think that's really quite incredible. And what we've learned as well is that there is such a thing as surrogates, right? With this smell right here. And so we hope that everyone can feel that. It's so soft and it's exquisite and it's very light and very silky.
It
It's,
is. That's perfectly said.
I love it. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Well, anyone, if you've got questions, please send that in our chat box and Jules is here to answer those for you. Okay. I just love it. I really do. As we are coming to a close in our show, I wanted you to talk a little bit more about your remembrance as a star, because that is beautiful. I've actually done regression sessions with people, and one gal remembered this beginning, and I thought of you because she actually, at first, she was kind of disconcerted, thinking, oh my gosh, I don't see a body or anything in this past life. But she was actually taken to creation and ended up in water. So she made her creative beingness into form through water. I know I did too, and maybe you remember that too, but isn't that amazing? So your experience.
Yeah, it's funny, like, because I do, QHHT, and every single time I'm just like, and it's so funny because the practitioner will be like, okay, well, let's move to another past life. And I'm like, I'm just the star, and I have two past lives that I remember. One was the activation of the earth, which is interesting, which was underneath the water. But
Oh, wow.
I was just a light form. I wasn't in a physical body. And there wasn't even any land. It was just the water. And it was like when you would step on the ground, it would move almost like it was water too. So I remember that past life. And then there was one other one, like right after I split from creation, where I was making pyramids. And that was basically the codes that were going in DNA. And it's funny because I like now I was like kind of like went back and was thinking about that and how does this connect to the plasma and what we're doing. And I actually see the DNA as 36 strands, and because it's like each strand is actually a prism. And like it was put that way, and every single one of us has like different intelligence inside of these prisms. And so we all need to activate. We all need to do this. It's so important because as that happens, more and more of our energy will, like I say, going back inside the God particle. But really what I'm saying is that we're all entering one state of consciousness, like where there is no more separation. So I mean, as far as the star, like it's not so exciting. Like I just shine. I don't really think about anything. I just love just being there. And I'll have dreams every once in a while where I'm a star again, and I'm just like, "Oh, go
Really?
back to my star."
Well, welcome to planet Earth, and
Whoa.
thank you for shining. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. Okay, I just want to check in on our questions here. Linda, hi Linda. I don't know if you joined us. Linda is asking if you could lead us on a light transmission. And we did that earlier, so you can go back and get this activation of the home code, right? The source, what would you call it?
Oh my gosh, like I feel like it was just a mini little activation of like where we're really moving to. And that's like and like one of the things that with this, I think it's in my fourth package, is going to be connecting this bloodline matrix. And so I actually have a full activation. And so what this was just a teeny, 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 tiny frequency of like what the really big one is. And it's basically, I'm like working with your plasma and connecting it to the divine plasma, and connecting kind of like what I was talking about with the little prisms and how they spin with the hydrogen atom. Like I'll go in and actually do the work on all the cells that are ready, because you don't want to do it before you're ready. And then I do some blueprint work with connecting your blueprint to the new earth matrix or the divine matrix.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, happy activating everyone. It really is a way to do it with ease and grace. I think, we could kind of say that sometimes when we go down this route, we might go into an episode of spiraling downward into lower energies, but the awareness that we're giving or given when we bring in this light actually prevents us from going so low. I mean, we could kind of get a little low, but again, we move through it so quickly with this kind of support. And I can't reiterate that enough. It really is beautiful. So thank you for that. So let's go over the packages. The package for on acoustichealth.com slash today's show with Jules, you will see a special offer for the Transverse Element and for the Ascension product. And so check these out. There's different options, and each option has added benefits that may assist you if it resonates with your heart. So go ahead and discuss those, Jules. Let's start to talk with the Transverse Element package.
Okay, so the first package is the step 1, 2, and 3 that you kind of were showing the little bottles. So it's, I highly recommend step 1, and then you'll move into the elixir, and then you have the serum that she's been putting on her hands. So that is step 1, or I'm sorry, package 1. And I'll have to look here. I'm not even sure how much that one was. So the show price for that one is, sorry, I'm not sure. I think it's 130. Yes, so it's 130 for package 1, and then the package 2 is adding in the lotion that is working with the plasma. And I'm just so excited about this. Like, I'm so excited even though I don't understand it yet, but I just know that it's really powerful. So that one has the lotion and then the 2 other products, and that one is 165, and that lotion comes in a 4-ounce bottle. And I basically, really, there's so many great things in there. Like, there's the collagen boosters, there's the peptides, there's a lot of really great stuff in that lotion. And then the package C is the one that you get the lotion, the transverse element, the serum, and then the transmissions, the ones that you just get them and you can keep replaying them, but there'll be one every week, and then they're yours. So if you want to continue to do work with the Council of Light, they're there for you to continue. And then the last one, we'll see, that one is 325, and then the last one is everything that I just said, and then a private session with me doing the plasma upgrade and the blueprint connection.
Beautiful. Okay, so we can see that big package goes deeper in more work with you. Thank you for that. We've got those packages up on our screen for everyone to check out as well. Thank you. Okay, and so then we have our original package with you, the 24 karat gold Ascension gold package, infinite gold package. So talk a little bit about how one would work with those.
So that one is, I just love this one. And I love, they're both great in just different ways. But the Ascension one is all about creation. So it's coming up with an intention that's bigger than where you are now, a higher frequency of where you are. And then all of the frequencies are about, having that conscious awareness of what's, and, if you're radiating at, your intention is at frequency 50 and you're at frequency 20, it's going to clear all the frequencies that are in between. And so that one is all about giving you that awakening and ascending the things that aren't serving you anymore so that you can reach your intention. And it's been just really beautiful hearing some of the testimonials from that one too. And some people had some really, really big like intentions, like releasing the ego and some really, really intense things. And it's been really fun hearing their stories. And so with that one, package 1 is just the third eye oil, which is the one that I told you that I used to download into my heart. And there's a little activation you can do with that one. It's a really beautiful oil with the elixir that is for your intention. And then the second package has the serum and the toner, which is, I've had so many just physical healings from that one. And then it has the I am statements that we were talking about. And then the offer three is the scalar, which is that you raise in frequency each week all around. Really it's about evolving in consciousness, but it's activating the DNA, connecting the heart. I do some ascended sun activations in there. It's a really beautiful process to go through that. And that's, you send me a picture and I actually do the process, for you individually through your picture. And then the last one is a 4-week workshop, which we are just about to end. And that one is, I give you some homework to do, then you have midnight homework, and then we meet and we do a lot of processing. So just helping people like kind of process through. We do some downloads, we do higher frequencies, just kind of, it's just extra, it's support, and it's kind of like a mini session with a couple of other people. And it's, I love that because when other people are clearing, you're clearing too. So, as you're hearing what other people are processing through, everybody is getting that same release, which is, it's a beautiful process.
Yes, I love that. And so each of those packages, it starts with just those 2 items, and then the second offer adds on 2 more items for a total of 4. And then the third adds those scalar group transmissions with that big package. And then the resurrection package adds all of those transmissions with the products and the scalar. So it builds on one another. And we hope that it helps to enlighten and facilitate our community's movement into ascension. Again, these are tools that are high frequency encoded with energy that we're actually putting in our bodies, and it's not harmful. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? There's no way that this could ever have adverse effects, right?
No, yeah, I mean, like you said, it's frequency. So, and the great thing about frequency is that it has its own intelligence and it's gonna do what it needs to do. And that's why I feel like, when somebody's taking it to evolve in consciousness and then all of a sudden they are healed of colon issue, it's just, you just don't know what it's gonna do because it's gonna do exactly what you need it to do.
Yes, it is. And so those testimonials that are coming in, we have a few of those on the special offer page. And again, it's just beautiful to see what is being experienced out there by those who are using this high frequency cosmic skincare line. Well, Jules, I want to just give you a moment. Is there anything else you'd like to add about this beautiful product line and how it benefits the community?
Gosh, I think we've said so much, but I think that really what it is it's a delivery system. It's a delivery system for, you know, just divine energy to come in. And I don't know, it's almost like Ascension Gateway products. Like I really mean that. Like it really is a gateway, and we all are on this journey, and we're all going to experience it a little bit differently, but we're all creating our new earth reality. And I think that that's just really what my passion is to just facilitate and to support that transition.
Yes, to facilitate and support the transition. It can happen without the use of these products, but with the aromatherapy, with the smell of these products, with the frequency of these products, plus with the intention as we command the Ormus, the intelligence of the Ormus, we command it to work with our physical being. That's powerful. And that's why we call this a powerful tool. So it's a tool to use if it suits you and if it resonates with your heart. All right. And I want to make a quick Galen, hi. You asked about the recording. So in this show today, we did do a short activation. It actually opened up our Stargate with our home source and our Earth Star through our hearts. It was quite beautiful. You are welcome to go back and listen to that. I think it was right around probably the 20-minute mark in this video. And yes, you will go back and you will get activated from that. And
Oh,
again, if you listen to it again, you'll just keep getting activated. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Well, Jules, I want to send you a big heart hug. I thank you for following your passion. Actually, I thank you for following the guidance, because it's this guidance that leads us into New Earth. And as we all learn to follow this internal compass, we are shown the way with the surrender to this guidance and the trust that the guidance is right. So as we say goodbye, your words of support for those who are tuning into their own guidance.
I would say just keep stepping up onto the New Earth platform and just be okay with not knowing. That's my biggest thing is like not knowing is the best place that you can be, and just being okay just sitting in the void, because creating from the void is going to be the new earth. Creating from what we know is just going to get what we already know. And so we get to be the ones that create from the unknown. And it's such a weird feeling, but just keep doing it. And, just keep connecting to your heart and knowing that you're right where you're supposed to be.
Beautiful. Keep connecting with the heart, everyone, and welcome to New Earth. It is here, it's a frequency, and this is a product line that assists us in getting to that frequency. Jules' special offer is available at acoustichealth.com/special offers/Jules. So please check that out and see if it resonates with your heart. Jules, thank you, thank you, thank you, Goddess. What a beautiful quantum conversation.
Thank you so much. It was my honor.
Thank you. Again, you can access Jules' special offer by visiting acoustichealth.com/special offers/Jules. And so now it is time to dance our way to the cosmic heart. Enjoy. Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.